I volunteered. I was only 18 years old, and well, the way it happened, I was rabbit hunting the day of Pearl Harbor, and come back to the truck, and I heard it on the Pearl Harbor on the radio. So I told the two guys I was with that I was going to the Army. They said, "You can't, you're not old enough." And I said, "Yes, I can." And I went home and told my folks I wanted to go to the Army. My mother says, "I won't sign for you." And I looked at my dad and I said, "Look, it's this way. If I go now, I got a good chance of fighting the Japanese. And I'd rather fight the Japanese than the Germans." And because, you know, we're German. I mean, my grandpa and grandma came over from the old country. And he was in the Civil War all the way through. And I don't know, just seemed, and the Japs had attacked us. And it just seemed like I should fight the damn Japanese. You don't need to. After Christmas, then I went to the Army. Had a big time. Well, actually, I was in the field artillery, but I spent most all of my time with the cavalry, and I loved the cavalry.
Good.
Crazy guys, you know. They were crazy. Not me, I wasn't.
So where were you stationed at?
Well, the first place was in Fort Bliss, Texas. And the second place was at New Guinea, New Guinea. I was only there a few months, and they thought we had all the Japs killed, so they sent us to the Admiralty Islands, and that's where I got crippled up. And after so long a time, they sent me back to New Guinea, and then they sent me home, which made me madder than hell. We had a general whose name was Mudge, and you could be standing in ranks, and he'd come along, he'd stop right in front of you, you know, and he'd look at something on your belt, and he'd reach over and he'd grab a hold of it. He'd say, "What's that for?" And you just tell him anything, you know. He'd say, "You're crazy as hell." He'd say, "That's to kill Japs with." He was a good one, though. I mean, he wasn't afraid of anything till he got hit in the chest with a mortar. Then he, oh, I don't know. We never saw him after that. But he was a good one. A tough one. Well, we were making a we were on a parade in Australia, and he come down through our lines one day, and he said, "You guys all straighten up and act like soldiers." He says, "We'll show them." He says, "The 1st Cavalry Division is better than the whole damn Australian Army." That's the kind of guy he was. He was a good one, though. Every time we see a Jap, we'd kill him. And well, we took New Guinea, which is a big island.
Yeah.
And then from New Guinea we went to the Admiralty Islands. And we took the Admiralty Islands then. Then they shipped me home. Then my outfit then went back. They went to the the Philippine Islands. And of course the Japs had taken them. And we took them back. The damn Japs. Putting up with our captain, that was the most difficult. Because he was, and he wasn't a good soldier either. Now Mudge was a good soldier. Musclehead Mudge. He was a tough one. But Captain Jim Davis wasn't. And he wasn't, I mean, he was just, como se llama? At different times, different ways. Now, you learn to hate more than you ever could have in this civilian life, you know. You learn to do things that you couldn't do and wouldn't do in civilian life. I mean, you couldn't kill people. And you went over there and they give you a Thompson submachine gun and said, go after him. Well, it was either kill or get killed. And I didn't want to get killed. Yeah, but he's not the one that dropped the atomic bomb.
Yeah, that was...
No, that was...
Truman.
Yeah, Truman.
Yeah.
And that was one thing about Truman. He wouldn't back up none. He just... Bloom, give it to him. Which saved a hell of a... We were scheduled to go to the Philippine Islands, the Japanese islands.
Yeah.
And we were to be the first team in there.
Wow.
And you know how many of us would have got out? Not a hell of a lot. So I was glad to see the bomb. And they asked for it, what the hell, give it to them. Oh, a hell of a lot of them. Yeah. Because we'd have had a hell of a lot of them killed going in the Philippines, or into the Japanese islands. Yes.
Wow.
Sada Tomas.
Oh.
Mostly women in there. And they were in a hell of a shape. And we took it back, took it over, took the took the damn Japanese over too. They're going to think I'm still crazy.
No.
And I am. When it comes to that, I am. I still, if an Oriental walks up to my door now, he don't come in. No. I'll talk to him, but I'll do it outside, and I'll have a gun in my pocket. That's wrong, but that's true. Well, I didn't have too many loved ones.
Parents.
Well, they were worried, of course, about everything. And I never ever figured that, you know, they'd come and see me, and especially my dad, and he was the one I missed the most. He was a wonderful guy, like me. And the third place I stopped when I got back to the States was Topeka, Kansas. And they operated on me a couple of times down there. And here and lo and behold, here come my dad and mother in. Of course, I was very glad to see them.
Yeah.
And I never figured she'd get him on a train or any place else, but she did. And they came down and they saw me, and we had a real good visit, and it was just wonderful. Oh, I should tell you, my outfit, when I went in, was 52% Mexican and Indian.
Wow.
But they were damn good soldiers.
Yeah.
Crazy. They were crazy as hell. Yeah. Tough.
Wow.
A Jap get up in front of them, they wouldn't shoot him. They'd run him down, kill him with a knife. They would. Or a machete. You know what a machete is? One of them long blades about that long. No, longer than that. Or they'd hack him down with that. Yeah, they were good soldiers.
Thank you. Thank you.
De nada. De nada.